Hi, friends. It's Martha Creek. I'm delighted to be here serving with you today. All my blessings to you and always. I bow to you, your continued success there as you evolve your own souls and the soul of your ministry. It's an absolute privilege to be of any part of your journey there. So today, SWSWSW. Woo! My greatest spiritual lesson to date. Some will, some won't. So what? Some will like me, some won't. So what am I going to do about that? Some will respect me, some won't. So what am I going to do when they don't respect me? Some will include me, some won't. So what am I going to do to include myself? Herein lies the power of the universe, the one power and the one presence. That's all that is. So as we think about then this some will, some won't, so what? Now, if you go around your house saying this, it's not going to be all that popular because people will think you're trying to put their philosophy, your philosophies off on them. So this SWSWSW is for me to live out, and maybe you, if you find some power in it. So one of the things I want to bring forth, and this comes from Emotionally Healthy Spirituality, the work of Peter and Jerry Scazzaro, Scazzero, Emotionally Healthy Spirituality, Emotionally Healthy Church, and my working with them over the years. And Jerry writes in her work these 8 quits. If we're going to have emotionally healthy spirituality, we're going to have to do these quits, this quitting. So it may be the first time in your life that you've ever said, when I said, who here wants to be a quitter? Raise your hand. Who here wants to be a quitter? I do. Who here is going to be a quitter? Me. I'm going to quit some of these things. I'm going to quit. So number 1, and I'll provide these on a handout if you want to make them available. They'll be available for you there. And thank you for doing that. Quit being afraid of what others think. I've heard it for years. What other people think is none of my business. Well, it's like, no, that's not actually true. What other people think is actually about my business, because their thinking it about me can't hurt me. But if I think it about me, it'll hurt me. So their judgment of me is not what's hurting me. It's my judgment of me that they're reflecting to me that's hurting me. So they're a mirror to my own judgments. Then I'll say that hurts so badly, they did it. They hurt me. Not so. It's the depth of my own belief about this that's hurting me. This is the gospel good news today, folks, because then every time I get hurt, I know it's a measure of how much I still believe that. So if they say that Martha Creek's a know-it-all, it's like, I think it nearly every day. So what would I be hurt by? So then instead of being afraid of what others think, it's like we can absolutely allow for what others think. You don't have to like it a bit. You don't have to love it. You don't have to embrace it. You also don't have to be afraid of it either. And don't believe me, because until you apply this, it's just Creek woman, blah, blah, blah. So instead of being afraid of what others think, then I'm going to anchor my wholeness in principle. I'm going to anchor my wholeness, that I'm whole, complete human being as divine. So my value, safety, and worth are within here. It's an 8. It's inherent. It's an 8. It's inherited. So I do not seek my value, safety, and worth from other people. I do not seek my value, safety, and worth from relationships, from professions, from jobs, from money, from income. That I anchor my wholeness, my value, safety, and worth in that of the love of the Creator, that which created me. This means that in doing this, I can also quit relying on the approval and acknowledgement and validation of other people. That I'm not going to let my sense of value, safety, and worth or power hinge on whether they approve of me or acknowledge me or value me or appreciate me or not. So get a sense of you stopped seeking approval, stop seeking acknowledgement, stop seeking validation, stop seeking love from someone else, what that would do for your vitality, for your energy level. Some will, some won't. So what? Number 2, quit pretending. Quit lying. Quit lying to myself. Quit pretending to myself. Quit pretending I like what I don't like. Quit pretending things are okay with me that aren't. And to live truly free, truly authentic, an unrelenting honesty with myself, with others. Now, this gets dicey because I traipsed around for decades saying that I wanted to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. It's like, I didn't want to lose weight. I wouldn't go into no gym. I don't exercise. I drink sweet tea out of cups this tall. So I was wanting to drink sweet tea more than I was wanting to lose weight. I was just the last to know. Quit lying. Quit pretending. Come out from under our BS. And quit pretending things are fine. They're saying they're fine. They're fine. Oh, it's fine. That's fine. It's like, it's not fine. It's like every time I hear that from people, I'm like, well, tell your face, because it is not caught up to how fine things are yet. So then when it's not fine, change it. Do what you can to change it. Change your perception of it, your perspectives on it. Quit pretending. Quit lying. Some will. Now, this doesn't mean other people are going to quit lying. Oh, no. So quit lying to yourself that other people shouldn't lie. Quit lying to you. Some will, some won't. So what? Number 3, quit dying to the wrong things. Quit killing yourself. Quit dying to the wrong things. So then receive the many gifts that life has provided for you that nurture you. That's a gift to you that makes your tail wag, that delight your spirit. And then quit dying to the things, quit giving your energy and time and all of that to things that don't make your tail wag, that you don't really care about, that you're not all that interested in. That's not fruitful. So then I'm going to put my energy and direct my energy into things that uplift me. Dr. David Hawkins would say it as things either strengthen you or weaken you. They give you life or drain off your life. So I'm going to quit dying to the drains. I'm going to quit putting my energy down the drain. I'm going to make choices, choose again, choose again, choose again, choose again in ways that give me life, uplift me, make my tail wag, bring some delight. Number 4, quit denying that you have anger, sadness, and fear. Now, this is common in our spiritual circles. Oh, no, I don't have any anger. It's like, well, check, just pause here and check to see if you have a pulse. Yeah, well, that's how you know you have anger. The only people without anger are dead people. The only people without fear are dead people. The only people without anxiety are dead people. So if we've got a pulse, we've got sadness, anger, fear, rage even. So this means that instead of denying this, to allow for this, I allow for my humanity. I allow that I'm a human in this journey, and that I allow for these emotions that I don't pick, but they're wired in me. So I'm wired to have them. So then I can the better I can allow for my own humanization, the more I can allow for my own humanity, then the more able I am to allow for the humanity in you and in others. And the more I allow for the humanity in others, the less under the effects I am, the less shocked I am, the less frustrated, the less irritated I am. So then these difficult emotions are given a space. They're less torturous. They're passing. And I'm no longer going to be suppressing, depressing, disowning, denying these feelings or ignoring them. And I see the consequences, which are mighty, in doing that now for decades of doing that. I also am aware now of the potential, the liberation and the freedom that comes from not doing that, from quitting that, to quit denying feelings. Number 5, quit blaming. Oh, I don't blame. Like if you're a blamer, raise your hand. Some of you, if you haven't seen it, go search on the YouTube and put in Brene Brown on blaming. It's quite funny. She demonstrates how quick it is, what an instinct it is. Because she's in her house by herself drinking a cup of coffee, drops the cup of coffee. You can find this right on YouTube. And she drops the cup of coffee, and the first words out of her mouth are, "Damn you, Steve." Now, Steve is her husband, and he's nowhere around. But then she shows how it all correlates. That blame, 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 blame. It goes back to he didn't come home last night, as he said. He was later coming in than he said he would. She couldn't sleep till he got home. Then she didn't sleep well. Ergo, her second cup of coffee. Ergo, she dropped it. Blaming, and there's no end to it. It's infinite blaming. So that means after today, I cannot blame somebody else. Nobody else can be the matter with me. So I'm going to take responsibility for my own life. I'm going to take responsibility for my own emotions. And I can drop a cup of coffee and notice the cup of coffee dropped, period, instead of the cup of coffee dropped and damn you, Steve, or damn me, or I wasn't thinking, or I'm so clumsy, or instead of the self-hate, the recrimination, which is such an abandonment of our spiritual nature. It's such a spiritual abandonment, the self-hate, the recrimination. So to quit blaming self, quit blaming others. So no more blaming. And then I won't give away my own personal power to choose how I'm going to be with this. The power to choose how I'm going to be with what just happened. And if I want less blaming, if I want other people to blame me less, guess who's going to have to blame less? And to get more blameless? Me. So look around at whoever's sitting by you and go, she's talking to me. I'm going to have to quit blaming. I'm going to have to blame less. Big deep breath. Number 6 is to quit over-functioning. It's a catchy term in emotional family systems theory, Dr. Murray Bowen's work. And the reciprocity of over-functioning and under-functioning, which has been a cross for me to bear, let me tell you, because I'm the responsible one, the oldest one in a family of 3, the only girl with 2 younger brothers, born to 2 youngest children. Can you feel me? So this over-functioning, which means I'm prone to do for others what they can do for themselves. I'm prone to do for others what is not mine to do. I'm likely to take on responsibility of others that's not my responsibility. In the name of helping, of course. In the name of caring, and in the name of love. So that means to quit this. It's like, what will I do if I'm not running everybody else's life? What will I talk about? So don't do for others what they could do for themselves, and stop doing for others what they should do for themselves. This means also quitting controlling other people to quit manipulating other people through our doing for them. So I'll do for them, so then they'll give me something back. Or we do it out of this chronic need to be helpful. So as helper types, I know who you are. I'm a mind reader. This chronic helpfulness is attracting chronic helplessness. So I'm anxiously helpful, and they're anxiously helpless. A perfect storm. A perfect storm. There's words for it. Enmeshment, codependency, insanity. So what's the consequences to you of your overfunctioning? What's the consequences to your life, to your well-being, to your mental health, to your physical stamina, to your finances of overgiving, overfunctioning? Quit it. We're quitting. We're quitters, remember? Quitters unite. Number 7, quit faulty thinking. Basic unity. The thoughts I follow, the thoughts I have, create my experience of life. So I think life is hard. Guess what I'm going to experience? I think she doesn't care about me. Guess what I'm going to experience? So this means catching this faulty thinking, catching this BS, this belief system that's been formed around this faulty thinking. And then choosing to live in reality instead, which is much kinder. Reality is much kinder than the thinking. To live then in truth, rather in this made up, imagined, interpreted, distorted, delusional thinking. That means then as I quit this faulty thinking, you may call it negative thinking, imbalanced thinking, false thinking. We also then quit making assumptions about people, about what they're doing, interpretations of what they're doing. She didn't call me back, period. There's no problem there. Factual. Instead, the mind adds a comma. She didn't call me back, comma, she doesn't value me. She didn't call me back, comma, after all I've done for her. So after that comma is hell, torture. So get a period in there, power to the period as you quit this faulty thinking. So interpreting nothing, giving no story to anything, stopping to make assumptions about this that leave us powerless and absolutely create more and more stress and absolute unnecessary pain. So instead, I'm going to keep a period in there, power to the period, keep a clear distinction between what's factual and actual and what is feeling-based or interpreted, made up. And finally, number 8, quit living someone else's life. Quit following the goals that somebody else has set for your life. And take up the challenge and the opportunity to live your own unique life. Your one unrepeatable, your one and only unrepeatable life. To live your own destiny, if you believe in that. To live your own soul's unfolding. And quit allowing others to pressure us, to pressure you into doing something that is not true for you, something that is not in integrity for you, which doesn't mean it's out of integrity for them. We don't know a darn thing about anybody else's integrity. That drives me nuts when I hear it. Oh, she's out of integrity. Oh, he's out of integrity. So we don't know a darn thing about anybody else's integrity. We don't know their integrity. Their integrity is theirs. However, it's out of integrity for me. It's out of integrity for me to do certain things. And if I let people pressure me into doing that, to leaving my own integrity, my own standards of integrity, then I'm not living true to the one unrepeatable, unique, beautiful life that I have that is here to awaken, to self-realize, and to unfold my own soul and the journey of my soul, the progression of my soul. So then whatever and whoever is pressuring me gets to do that. And it's my responsibility not to take on the pressure of that. Get a sense of who you would be living these quits. Get a sense of who you would be, free to live, less influenced by this, less under the effects of the emotion. That I have emotion, it doesn't have me. That I can observe thinking, I can see it's false, lead me not into the temptation of mind, deliver me from that false thinking, deliver me from the faulty thinking, for thine is the power. To stop over giving and over functioning, to get truer to what is mine and what is not mine, what I'm responsible for, what I am not. To quit blaming myself or others, to quit denying emotions, any kind of emotion, and to quit leaking off my energy toward the wrong things, toward the things that are not true for me, to anything that doesn't uplift me, make my tail wag. And stopping lying and pretending, and absolutely stop being afraid of any thoughts, anybody else's thoughts or my own. All love to you. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. I bow to you. I thank you. Get in touch with me, marthacreek.com. If there's any way in the world I can serve you. And I'll have classes starting up in January again that are open to the public. You're always welcome to come in there. There's hundreds and hundreds of free videos, podcasts, everything at the website, free newsletter monthly, and free private personal sessions with me by appointment if there's some way that I can serve you. MarthaCreek.com if I can support you. Blessings.